All right, Chelsea, thank you. The type of violent crimes Pueblo police say are commonly tied to gang activity are going up.
13 investigators uncovered that since 2018, aggravated assaults have risen by 7%. Menacing is up by 23%. But the most startling, drive-by shootings have nearly doubled, up 93% in just the last 2 years.
KRDO News Channel 13 investigative reporter Dan Beatty has a fascinating look at the dark world of gangs in Pueblo.
It's the early morning hours in Pueblo. A call of shots fired. Investigators asking themselves who fired the gun, what happened, and are gangs involved?
And there's a lot of them that are just disorganized, and then they're running wild, and it's like a bunch of chickens with, running around with their heads cut off.
Mark Salazar is a former gang member from Pueblo. July 17, 1995. Salazar was 19 years old when he shot his partner in the chest, then got in a shootout with Pueblo police outside of his mother's home. After serving time in prison, he left the lifestyle, but the scars remain.
And then I got my tricep shot off down here, and I got shot in the back of the shoulder, and it came out right here.
Not all crime stems from gangs, but for police, gangs are contributing to a rise in violent crimes. In 2020, Pueblo police have connected at least 4 homicides to gang activity.
I saw this unfold in the early 90s, and we sort of tried to deny that there was a gang presence or that gangs caused problems. I think it's much healthier to acknowledge that there's an issue.
There are hundreds of active gang members in the community. North, south, east, west, Belmont, Bessemer, Mesa Junction, even downtown Pueblo. Gang activity can touch every inch of this city.
That destructive behavior that happens within, like if you hit me and I end up retaliating and I hit you, it's called street justice, and if you can't endure the consequences, then you have no right to play the game.
Why do gangs do the things that they do?
It's respect, their version of respect.
Back in 2003, Sergeant Franklin Ortega worked narcotics, a division that deals with gang activity on a daily basis. Drugs are an integral part of gang culture, especially in Pueblo.
A lot of traffic that comes through here, and it's, supply and demand.
Police in Pueblo say the best way to slow the drug trade is by sometimes letting smaller deals slide. They call it let 'em walk. Observe, build a strong case, and send as many big dealers who could be tied to gangs to prison for as long as possible.
For the normal person that's living on the block, they're like, well, the cops ain't doing anything. Well, maybe we are, and you don't know it.
Like any other business, gangs need workers. Pueblo police say entry-level gang members can be in their young teens. Gangs will advertise on social media sites like Facebook or Snapchat. Nice cars, money, status, even structure. Something many of these kids don't have at home. But for some, gang life runs in the family. Salazar's own family are still active gang members. His stepbrother, Rico Martinez, arrested in 2018, has an extensive history of selling and buying large quantities of illegal narcotics. A different family, November 2020, 2 brothers, 19-year-old Isaiah and 23-year-old Gary Apodaca, were both arrested and charged in connection to a fatal drive-by shooting, described by police as gang-related, just a block away from the Pueblo Mall.
And so my ultimate goal for each and every one of them that I work with is to help them get up out the system. And so, because I'm trying to prevent this kid from being his dad's cellie.
Today, you can often find Salazar with the youth, teaching chess. In 2015, Salazar started the nonprofit Hard Knocks, seeking to help at-risk youth entangled in gang culture.
The streets, the hood needs them more than you need the hood, simply because the hood needs you to replace the homies that pass away. The hood needs you to replace the homies that get locked away.
The former Pueblo gang member says kids that grow up in this gang environment, in this gang culture, believe they are destined to go to prison. Pueblo police continue to mentor students and work with their families, trying to stop gang participation before it begins. Reporting live in Pueblo, Dan Beatty, 13 Investigates.
And nearly impossible to escape that culture, I would imagine.
Sure. As the powerful story from that former gang member illustrates, yeah, absolutely.
Generational. Well, with its sleek lines and modern design, it's hard to believe that Pueblo's main library has been serving the public for 2 decades now.
Up next, the district has some cool